Electric scooters, the trendiest topic at the moment, and it's unbelievable how easy and convenient it could be to ride an electric scooter in urban places. This one in particular brings the riding comfort to a different level thanks to this active suspension and a lot of other great features. It's called Narcine, brand new, and I keep an eye on that for the last few months. Experience, this is exactly what we're going to talk about in this episode. Welcome, Tech4O channel here. My name is Michael and this is the most robust electric scooter I've ever tested. And this is especially important when you're riding. I'm very often with my M365, for instance, a very different category and very different specs. And while the Mijia scooter and many other scooters with standing body position usually have weak spots, this one feels almost unbreakable. And I guess that's why many people are saying you get what you pay for. It all comes at a price. In this situation, it's slightly heavier than the usual, but the nice geometry of this frame can actually help you to move it and bring it into various positions pretty easily. In this review, I'm gonna pay attention to three major topics. We're gonna start with the hardware and the overall build quality. Then we're gonna carry on with all the controls that you need to know about, and we're gonna end up with some riding experience and how it feels to be with this precious piece of art. Okay, first of all, Narcine is made in EU, more precisely in Bulgaria, and the frame is entirely designed and manufactured here in Bulgaria, and it is anyways a country famous for being rich on various high-quality metals, so this is not a surprise at all. You can have a closer look at the components. This whole thing is designed to be durable, thick layer of metal, and at the same time attention to the detail, very interesting and attractive design, and it looks like a chopper, and the position of the body is pretty good. In fact, the body position was one of my greatest concerns coming from a kick scooter, and I was worried that climbing on bumps and heights will be an issue. In fact, it is not, because while you're riding you can simply get up and easily push Narcine forward. In terms of specs, 500 watts motor, which is embedded in the rear wheel, and the maximum speed is cropped at 25 kilometers per hour, which is about 15 miles per hour, because of limitations implied by the authorities in most European countries. The motor is much more powerful though, and inclines are not an issue at all. On a fresh battery you won't be challenged by inclines of even up to 20 degrees. I also like a lot the position of the body, because you are sitting and because you're not getting any kind of support for your back, and your body goes because of that into the best possible position for keeping your back safe. Maybe I'm getting old, or maybe I'm too tall for the M365, but one of my usual problems is the back pain that I feel after like 30 minutes of riding, and this is something I never got with Narcine. Maybe, and that's on a funny side, I can get back pains if I'm not careful how exactly I'm lifting Narcine, because it's rather heavy. It's around 25 kilograms, which is close to 55 lips, and the maximum speed is 25. That's weird. Sounds like everything is 25. Now, if I tell you that the range is 25 kilometers, it would be more than a coincidence. In a matter of fact, under certain conditions you can count on up to 25 by 2, like above 50 kilometers depending on your own weight and driving style. The battery is sort of configurable, and you may get different sizes which can respectfully offer different range. Most of the time you can count on between 20 and 55 kilometers. Standardly, Narcine is shipped with 12.6 ampere-hour battery, and the great part is that the battery module is easy to access and respectively easy to replace, and when speaking with the team they have this idea of adding hot swappable batteries, but I'm not sure how far this project has gone. Charging time is somewhere between 4 and 5 hours. Now, let's come back to the topic of the saddle and the active suspension, because I believe this is what matters the most about this model. The saddle and the position of the seat is overall adjustable. You also count on dual rear suspension, and I can't think of other scooter models at this time that offer such kind of riding comfort. To the latter one contribute the tires, inflatable 12.5-inch. I'm not a fan of inflatable tires if they're cheap, which is something to worry about if we think of other models of scooters, not with this one. These are of extremely high quality and are rather pretty thick, especially the one on the rear side. The manufacturers say that there's close to zero chance of getting a puncture, but if that's a tiny chance, then maybe you can open Google and search for slime, which is probably going to reduce by 80 to 90% the possibility of you having to replace this one, because if you have to, that's going to be quite an adventure. In terms of construction, this is a 5-star job and definitely Narcine deserves to be labeled as excellent. Now, let's have a look at the controls. This little monitor shows the current information and you have a few configuration options. It is monochromic and because of that it is visible at any kind of lighting conditions. Thanks to the backlight you can count on perfect visibility even at night. Shows the motor modes. There are 5 of them. The current speed, the current voltage of the battery, and status about how much juice you have left. Remember, this is not a kick scooter. What does that mean? It means that unlike the current trendy scooters or kick scooters where you're in a standing position and you're supposed to kick or push forward up to 5 kilometers per hour so that the motor can start operating, over here you just push the lever and you start moving. The motor is so powerful that, well, for a person that is light, it will almost feel like a racing scooter. Acceleration is done via this lever, very comfortable to maintain the speed. You have 5 different power adjustments for the speed. The lowest is very conservative. I find it useful when you're riding alongside someone that is walking. The 5th one is more like a sport mode, so the urban comfort zone would be 3rd and 4th gear. There is rear lights and a front light. The front one is portable, brakes are extremely reliable, the rear one is Shimano disc brake and the front one is Shimano V-brake. Easy to adjust and fine-tune, and combined with the optimal body position, you can aggressively brake at any point of time without being worried of losing balance. There's no such thing as being totally safe, but with Narcine, the possible complications of sudden, aggressive braking and the consequences of that are limited to a minimum. Of course, a helmet is a must. As a third main topic, let's talk about who Narcine is designed for. First big reason, yes, obviously to avoid big traffic jams, or to reduce the time spent on waiting for your next connection, and if your final destination is within 25 kilometers, you can reach that quickly and safe and sound. Keep in mind that even with the serious weight of 25 kilos, the scooter can easily be pushed, and that works with minimal effort from your side. I think Narcine is for people that are looking to get something robust and durable. It has been tested for more than 18 months, and I can promise you, if it can survive that, it can survive anything. Acceleration and steering with this one is such a pleasure. From practical standpoint, everything in this scooter is so well designed that it is close to unbreakable, and even if you get something minor that needs to be fixed, it will be easy. Portability is also there. It can fit in most car trunks and doesn't take that much storage at home. It's easy to carry in elevators, so despite the slightly bigger dimensions, it still remains transportation friendly. I was lucky enough to be riding this scooter from time to time in the past 4 months, and the active development has been continuing for more than a year and a half with a lot of continuous improvements. And if we have to point to the 4 main strengths of Narcine, I would say yes, durability, safety, comfort of riding, and definitely the mileage, which sometimes can be quite impressive. Overall, I consider this to be a rather safe to ride scooter and also a very pleasant one. And that's been all about this episode. This one looks very weird. I know the color is weird. I couldn't find a different one, so excuse me about that. Anyways, if you want to get your hands on Narcine, there's an Indiegogo campaign. The early birds would cost around €1,099, which is close to 1,250 American dollars. And I think the retail price should be something around €1,500, which is about 1800 US dollars, depending on the conversion rate. And that's been everything about this episode. Thank you so much for being part of this journey. Make sure to leave me a comment what you think about Narcine. How do you find the overall construction, the design, the mileage? Everything you want to share, you're welcome to say it in the comment section. My name is Michael. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode, and now wishing you a great day.